Six chill, for real.
Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah.
All right, starting for the Shabbat. All right, Shabbat, right? Tha, right? Not Shabbat. Not S-H-O-B-O-T. S-H-A-B-A-T-H. Shabbat is rest in Hebrew. All right, well, at least in the ancient Hebrew that we teach, we're going to start doing the Hebrew word for Sabbath. How do you spell shalom? Who knows how to spell shalom? Shariah. S-H-A-L-A-M. Shalama. Not S-H-A-L-O-M. Not S-H-A-L-E-M. L-U-M. I seen the L-U-M.
I seen that too.
That's very bad. It's S-H-A-L-A-M, which is peace. Or, shalom, peace unto you. Right? So we're going to have to start out the Hebrew word for the Sabbath. One word each Sabbath so brothers and sisters can get the grammar down correct. We just started with two. Sabbath and peace. All right, does anybody have any questions? Okay, we're going to do our little opening and then we'll go into your question. For brothers and sisters that don't know by now, we are here local. We have classes 4 days a week. She's going to put them right there on the screen. If you're welcome, if you want to come to class, check us out. All right. If you're local in the area, come in. If you're out of town, please join us live. Okay. Do we got any announcements? Anything coming up?
No events coming up.
No events coming up. Okay. We are looking to get a local radio show here in Virginia. More work for us to put in and to get in. Yeah, I know. Huh?
How is it?
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
It's going to the left.
Yeah, it's very. See, so what you do is you stand in front of, behind the camera, sis. It's not going to work like that. You stand behind it and you look and you see if it's centered. This is the 99th time I have said that. But for the Shabbat, we at rest, right? Right, Asa?
Right.
We resting from all that. We have classes in other areas. Okay. She's going to put them there on the screen. and let them be up there while she messes with the camera. She's going to do that. She's going to leave the images up there, y'all. Yay! For Hamashiach. Right? Let's go. Khan. Sis, where you at? Could you help her out, sis? Thank you, sister. Thank you. Bahashem Yahawashah. No, excuse me. Let me correct myself. Bahashem Yahawashah, because name is Shem, not Shem. Shem was one of Noah's sons. S-H-E-M in English. But in Hebrew, it would be Shem. Alright? Shem, which means name. Look at that. We learning Hebrew already. Yee! Woo! We getting live, man. Liddy. Blog Talk Radio. Please support it. Mashaba's Blog Talk Radio. He has a lot of good classes on there. Please support Kawakab's old videos. Go on there. He's teaching out of, Guatemala? He's teaching out of Guatemala. Please support those. Please support San Antonio classes. It's not for the weary though. If you scared, you can't handle the heat. You know what I mean? Y'all might want to stick with us. We're the light ones. They don't play. They're not playing with y'all over there, right? No, but seriously, support their classes. They got some good classes, good topics. And I think they're still going, 3 hours?
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours. Because they just did a 2-hour class, but then sometimes they go 3 hours.
Okay, it depends. So, okay, all right. Those are our brothers. I've known them. I've known Awar Nair since he was 15 years old. So, yeah, 15 years old. So he's been in since a youngling, and he's I think he's a year behind me. He's like 43. Shamshawan, all those brothers that get down over there, they've been in there. Shamshawan been in over 20-some years himself. So it's been a while. Those brothers got a lot of knowledge. Well, I was saying we wanted to start a radio show out here. So if anybody want to support that, help us out, we would appreciate that. It was something that I was looking into when we first got out here. We never went through with it. The harvest is plenteous and laborers are few. We got a lot of work to be done. I can't be the all-time teacher, editor, counselor, all that stuff in Zion. We need brothers to step up to the priesthood and to the standard of a priest to get these things done. All right, what else do we got here? Israel wear. Please, if you want to get your garments done, I just had a brother hit me up right out in front of Five Boroughs, the little food spot, and he was asking about the fringes. If you want to get fringes, check us out at isbhbk.com, and then you can go to Fringed Up, and the sisters, you see they get busy. Sisters are diligent, a lot of love, a lot of dedication they put in. Okay, Israel Wear. Hebrew Academy, if you want to be a part of Hebrew Academy and learn a little bit more how to be a priest, get involved a lot more, come and join us. All right? What else we got here? If you want to contact me or Priest Quatazak for counsel, marriageable counsel, or any other thing, just to talk, to rap, you can hit us up here. There's our numbers. All right? We are at your service. And donations. She's going to throw that up there. Alms, whoever's been giving, we want to always thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Love, dedication, and support. All right. So we're going to the first question. Sis, you had a question.
Yes, I just wanted to know in 2nd Esdras 11, I just wanted to know, what did the eagle mean when you dream?
2nd Esdras 11. 2nd Esdras 11. Oh, this goes into the what is it, the Greek or the Roman Empire? It's the Greek Empire. Let me see here. So the winds blew, feathers, small Greek. I'm going to say the Greco-Roman Empire, and I'm not saying that because that's not what it is. Remember, we're dealing with Esau anyway, right? So this is talking about their empire, their rule. It goes into that in the beginning of their empire.
So that would be the eagle.
The eagle, right. Right, because remember, Rome had it, the Greeks had it, America has it.
Yeah.
Right, that represents the eagle. When you go to Obadiah reminds us that Esau, right, they resemble the eagle, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What verse?
It goes into this chapter.
Yeah. German, British.
Yeah. Yeah, 2nd Ezra 11. So, but that's a lot of history. Yeah, a lot of history. Yes.
I'm sorry. I had a question.
Hmm.
Okay. For Exodus 23 and 8, I just want to know what that verse was talking about.
You said what?
Exodus 23 and 8.
Exodus 23 and 8. Let's go there. Exodus 23 and 8. Listen, these young men can't be beating y'all. I'm over there sitting at home editing, and I'm seeing, all I'm hearing is like 13-year-old voices. No, they got it. He already got it. I'm just saying, they can't be beating y'all every time. I'm like, was Asiel the only brother in class? I was like, I thought Asiel was the only cat in class yesterday. And he, with his squeaky voice and all, he was beating everybody. What's that about? Come on, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 8.
Oh, it got deep now, huh? It got deep quick.
Already.
Yeah, what is it, Doc? Read it.
And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise, and perverteth the words of the righteous.
Mm-hmm. So, that is... Who? Somebody was going to say something? That is... You were going to say something else? Exodus 23 and 8. So we're going to read verse... Read 7. Read 7, yeah. And then we'll go over here to Proverbs.
17, 20.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Keep thee far from a false matter,
Right?
and the innocent and righteous slay thou not.
Right, so now you see a little bit of the context of what it's getting into. Keep thee from a false matter. Because it's not saying you can't take gifts. That's not what it's saying. People give gifts all the time. What it's saying is a false matter. Now, I want to pervert your judgment with this gift. I want somebody, I want to bribe you. So I'm giving you a gift, right? Because remember, we give gifts all the time. The high holy days, we give gifts to one another, right? So it's not saying you can't receive gifts. This is talking about a false matter. And now your judgment, we're going to find out, is perverted by this gift. Oh, I'm going to give you this to, you don't have to say nothing. You know what I mean? Or you don't have to do nothing, right? That be a lot of people's intentions, right? They don't just do it with gifts. They do it with being nice to persons, right? Well, I know I messed up, so I'm going to act nice. You know what I mean? I'm going to be right, so I won't get gone into or told something. So this is, the reminder is stay away from this false matter, this false spirit. That's an ill spirit to be like that. Or to let your judgment be perverted because somebody's giving you something. Right? Go ahead.
For I will not justify the wicked.
Right, because that is a wicked mind, a wicked mentality. Right? That is a wicked mind and a wicked mentality. To be like that. Y'all see that? And remember, I'll say it again. This doesn't mean you can't give that brother or sister a gift. Like, sometimes brothers and sisters' brains get too, like, the balance, it'd be like, well, I don't want to give him nothing because he's going to think. That's not how it works, right? It doesn't work that way. You give that brother or sister a gift, right? But when it comes to judgments, and you shouldn't be trying to bribe somebody. Y'all get that? Go ahead.
And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise.
Right, so the gift blinded the wise. Why? Because what was the intentions with that gift? Go to, where we want to go first?
This is Proverbs chapter 17 and verse 23.
Proverbs chapter 17 and verse 23.
Go ahead.
A wicked man taketh a gift out of the bosom to pervert the
Hold on,
ways.
slow down. We know you got it, Aria. Right.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to call you Aria because we know you got it, but now you got to read it correctly. All right? Go ahead, read it again.
A wicked man takes a gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment.
Right, you see that? A wicked person taketh the gift, right, to pervert judgment. So this is the reminder that you don't supposed to take a gift to pervert judgment. You don't supposed to take a bribe. Y'all see it in all the movies, right? We know it's happening with a lot of politicians. We got you sleeping with the 12-year-old boy. So, you know what? You're going to vote this way.
Yep.
You're going to vote that way because we want you to vote on what we want you to vote. So that's how they get a lot of politicians. Y'all seen House of Cards, right?
Oh, favorite show.
Bruh, House of Cards will show you all about the political system and how they do it. And we know it because majority of these cats, you don't hear about them. You see recently about the politicians, the cats coming around talking about dealing with whores and dealing with kids and boys and all that.
Yep.
That means they didn't pay somebody or they didn't take somebody's bribe. Because that goes all along in that political system, right? That's why a politician, one way they could be voting and next minute switch over, right? They can hate that person, but because that person got something on them, they what? They take the bribe. Y'all see that? So this is what it's speaking about. Go ahead.
Wisdom is before him that...
No, read it one more time.
A wicked man taketh a gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment.
Right, so we get that, right? Where are we at now?
Just on your point, that Proverbs 21 and verse 14, just about that gift and what it does. It does pervert the judgment, but for those individuals that are getting caught up with situations, you know, they throw that gift out there just to ease that person's mind, but to ease that anger.
Right.
Again, to pervert the way that they're thinking, how they're feeling. Just another scripture. So read where you at.
Proverbs chapter 21 verse 14.
Go ahead.
A gift in secret pacifieth anger.
You see that? And a lot of individuals, they do that. They throw that gift out there so that what? Oh man, listen, just go ahead and don't let nobody know what I just did. You know, for example, on House of Cards, one of these senators, he was dealing with something shady, and he knew about the president, but I guess he was trying to get him some votes for a certain area, right? But they'll get other politicians to vote for you so that certain things can get passed. But they're doing this just because they got dirt on you. It's called blackmail.
Right.
But think about it. It just says that a gift in secret pacifies anger. So we're just seeing about this gift. Again, this gift is given in the wrong intention. It's not given because I love you, I care for you. This is for you. No, this is for you to go ahead and do something for me. Or just so that things can go my way. Y'all see this? Read it again.
A gift in secret pacifieth anger.
Yeah, pacify anger. Read.
And a reward in the bosom strong wrath.
Right.
Right. Go from there. Go to 26 and 10.
Fine.
Proverbs 26, verse 10.
Proverbs chapter 26 verse 10. The great God that formed all things.
I'm sorry. It's Psalms. Forgive me. Psalms 26 and 10.
Fine.
And this goes right with that one he was talking about. Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 26, verse 10. And whose hands is mischief?
Go ahead.
And their right hand is full of bribes.
Right. So, in whose hands? Jump to read verse 9, so we can get a little bit of context.
Gather not my soul with sinners.
Go ahead.
Nor my life with bloody men.
Right.
In whose hands is mischief?
Go ahead.
And their right hand is full of bribes.
Right. You see that? So this is talking about bribery. You're dealing with somebody, man, that's trying to do things to bribe you. Y'all get that? Go ahead.
But as for me, I will walk in my integrity. But redeem me.
Right.
And be merciful unto me.
Right. You see that? But as for me, I will walk in my integrity. If I got to get checked, if I did wrong, I gotta get checked for that wrong. Right? I'm going to have to suffer the consequences of what I did instead of trying to bribe somebody for them not to tell or correct me. Right? Yeah. So does that help out a little bit? Okay. Yeah. So that's the theme with gifts. Do we got any other questions? What do we got?
There's a question online that we have asked, can you please expound on the wilderness? How will us going through the wilderness compare with when we come out of Egypt?
Well, Dawi, yeah, let us do a class on that. I like that. That'll give him an opportunity to put together a class on it. Because we could go over that in its entirety. That's a nice one. We'll do that one. That's nice and easy, not too much. You know what I mean? So give us a second. We'll drop that next week. All right, that's an easy one. But y'all should get it the whole pie with that, right? What else we got?
That's it online.
That's it online? Yeah.
Second Esdras, is that dealing with history altogether?
Second Esdras, no.
Parts of it?
Yeah, because you got a lot of future prophecies, right? Oh, you talking about 11 chapters specifically?
No, right now.
Or you just saying in Esdras itself?
Yes, because in 10, I spoke to Zion. He told me she or her means Israel, correct. But in Second Esdras 10 and 25, it was talking about the woman disappearing. And I'm thinking, what does that mean? When she just disappeared? Was he dreaming or?
Well, this right here was, if you read, did you start it in Second Esdras?
Yeah.
Did you start at 1?
Yeah, but I didn't. I got kind of stumbled on the other, on just those.
For Second Esdras 1, did you start there?
Kind.
Okay. Do you know the context of what's going on here?
It throws me off a little bit.
In what chapter?
In a few places.
So then that's where you got to start. See, you don't move to the next chapter. That way you can get the context of what he starts talking about. Because he's dealing with an angel.
Yeah, okay.
And the angel is walking them through these different visions, right? And showing them different things. When you come to this point here, there is a vision that he's having, right? That's what's going on here.
Okay. In some parts, like in 2, it's talking about bondage, of course. So I'm thinking, okay, that's
In the second chapter?
yes.
Okay.
It's talking about bondage, and then it says let me read it if you don't mind. Thus says the Lord, I brought these people out of bondage. So I'm thinking he's upset now because they're doing whatever they want to do. And I gave them prophets whom they would not hear, but despised my counsel. And it says, the mother that bare them said unto them, go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. So what I'm thinking is, that's why I'm like, okay, is she the...
No, you're wrong, sis.
So that's why I'm asking, okay.
Right, so we would have to go over the whole chapter in this context to explain it to you.
Okay.
But so what you want to do is, do you show up to every Sabbath morning class?
Yes.
Well then, we're gonna jump in Esdras, right? Or did we finish Esdras already?
Yeah, we're in there already. Second Esdras. We didn't finish Esdras, but we definitely passed. Actually,
Where are we at?
We're in Tobit.
Yeah, we did. We read
We're in
that.
Tobit.
Yeah, dang, we went through that.
Yeah,
It's been a while though.
pretty quickly.
Yeah, we need to. We're gonna have to go over the chapters with you, because that way you can get like chapter by chapter. You know, because remember, in the context of the chapter, he could be speaking about one thing, and then the angel comes into play and starts revealing all these visions to him, and then breaking down the visions.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So here, what's happening is you got Esdras being reminded of what Israel was doing and was what way Israel was off. Right? That's what's going on here. Right? And yes, it can refer to her, but in the context of what we're talking about, it can refer to Israel. When you jump back to the 10th chapter, it wasn't talking about Israel. It was an actual angel that was there that was talking with him.
Okay.
So the her in there was that angel.
Okay.
So you got to read it in context according to what the chapter is talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's like I'm reading it, but I don't have a good understanding of it. I did ask Zion, and he said he was going to break it down, but I still went over it again, and it's still like baffling me. So that's why I brought it.
Because you need somebody to go with you from chapter to chapter and start giving you get the context of each chapter and slowing down, so that way you can get it. You know, another thing is this. This is sometimes when you study, go over the chapter again. Like, don't just read it one time just to say you read it. Read it one time to really know what's going on in the chapter. To say, oh, I can break that down to somebody. So I go over chapters. I literally been over Job 14 to Job 20 in the last week 20 times.
Okay.
Because I'm constantly listening to one chapter, and every point on the chapter, listening to things I might have missed. And I let it just listen, and I'm doing other things too, so I'm constantly making sure I got that down, right? You see that? So that's how you have to do with this. You got to read it over and over and again. That way you can understand, okay, who's Ezra? What time period is this? What's going on here? What's he talking about? Who's he talking to? Instead of just reading and say, oh yeah, I read that.
But I've been reading it over and over again, but I guess I still didn't.
So then you need to be taught. Yeah.
Because I've been going over it for the last week, and I know that sounds.
No. It's all good. What we need to do is take out a time, a class, to where we start from the first chapter and just go over what's going on in the first chapter and move like that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Okay. So let's go into this class tonight. Y'all know the deal. We've been touching on. Oh, wait. I'm asking because the phone. Every time I'm going over these classes, I'm going to be on Facebook. Yeah. We've been touching on the bishop. We've been touching on the bishop, and we want to touch on these these topics are becoming more important than ever. These topics are. When we went out there to Delaware, man, we bumped into these cats, and they was drinking liquor, passing out flyers. I'm not gonna say who they are. I'm just saying that
Henny in the cup.
Yeah, these niggas is wild.
Henny and flyers.
Wild, man. These ain't even Israelites. These are gangbangers.
Niggas.
Gangbangers with garments. And the thing is that it's this class topic about a bishop, about a teacher, is what they're not being sit down and told about. Nobody's sitting them down and saying, man, you got to require from yourself, bruh. You're still a beast. You still Jake. right? Because as a leader is, so are his officers. So, you know, us pointing these topics out, I'm going to say it every time, is to remind brothers, no matter how many Bible verses you got, if you're not trying to embody these characteristics, you need to really ask yourself, what is your true intentions? You understand that? If you're not trying to embody the Spirit, the Holy Ghost, then what is your true intentions being a Hebrew Israelite? Is it just to sound good, to get praise of man, to be noticed, or to really try to change? You know, so we're touching on, go back to 1 Timothy 3.
1 Timothy.
Hold on. Let Hakwa read.
1 Timothy chapter 3.
I like y'all zeal. Don't let it. We ain't gonna quench your spirit. But let him read this. Go ahead.
In verse 1. This is a true saying.
Yeah.
If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desires a good work.
Right. Ariad, could you put the phone on so we can throw it on Facebook? Go. So if a man desires the office of a bishop, we're going to say it again, and we're going to keep repeating it for all the brothers online and the sisters online. Not that these cats that's wild, not that they're going to hear this or listen to this, but I know this: we have to promote the right standard, do we not? So that's what this is about, man. This is about us trying to uphold a standard and trying to clean up a lot of the damn garbage that we made mistakes in the past. A lot of things that we messed up on in the past. Because that's what you're doing. Remember, you were a so-called black man, black woman, and you did what? You made a lot of mistakes. Right? Now coming into the truth, we don't supposed to be the same thing we were in the world. Right? So it's time for us to clean it up. We can't blame it on everybody, all right? You can't blame it on the white man all the way to the kingdom. We know the white man. We know he did a good job. He's the devil. Bravo. Right? Right? He did it. He did a good job. But you got the power now. You know what I mean? You got the power now, and it's on you to take responsibility and know that you got the truth, right? You got the truth, right? Okay, then, when you smack your rib, you can't blame it on the white man. You wicked as hell. The white man made me do it. Right? The white man's the devil. You can't blame it on the white man all the time when you're doing evil. You know what I mean? When you got pride and lust. Like we said, these cats out there drinking liquor, passing on flyers, they can't blame that on the white man. That's them. That's their foolery. That's their niggerism. It ain't got nothing to do with the gospel and the Most High. So it's a good thing to be this bishop, this leader, this teacher, and the things that we are aspiring to and fighting for. It's a good thing. So let's keep pushing for that, because you're doing a great thing. So this is not about quenching your zeal. It's about just recalibrating it and saying, you know what? Nah, I do want to do that, and I do want to do it the correct way. Khan? Khan? All right, go ahead.
A bishop must be blameless.
Right, so we touched on that. The blameless, the husband of one wife, a vigilant, sober, good behavior, giving a hospitality, apt to teach, not giving a wine, no strife. Well, let me say that again. Not giving a wine. Like, you don't get it. But we're not supposed to let these things rule us, right? Wine, nor striker, nor greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler. Now we're on not covetousness. Not being a person that is ruled by his desires. And what's the definition you got for that?
Definition of covetous.
Uh-huh.
Very desirous. Eager to obtain.
Right. See, there is a wicked way to wrongly desire things. Right? Because we know the Bible says covet the best gifts. So it's saying be desirous of the good things. But this covetousness that the Bible is telling us not to be is it can't be in a leader. It cannot be in a leader to be a covetous person. It can't be. Because everything you see, you gonna want. So let me give you a little example. Right? If you're working with the brothers, and every little round bottom you see, you trying to get what? Right? Every little carnal thing you see out there in the world, you're trying to have. And you can't control it. You're always bending off to try to obtain the carnal desires. We have to know that brother cannot be a bishop. Why? Because when he gets in the bishop's stead, he will be the type of individual that is only motivated by his desire. You see that? Same thing with the sisters. She can't be put in the elderly position because she is motivated by her lust. What are we going to tell her to do? Sis, we need you to counsel the young sisters. But you can't control your lust. You're going to be talking to the young sisters and they're going to be dealing with the same thing you're dealing with. You see that? So you get on the podium and you're covetedness. You have that spirit of being covet, right? Covetedness. Right? What happens? How would you do things? And why would you do them? You'll be motivated by your desire, your wicked desires. You see? So, listen. Check yourself. What are you motivated by? The scripture says if a man, if a man prove his own self, right? Or how does it say? I'm butchering it. Yeah, if a man correct his own self, he won't be corrected, right? If you judge your own self, you don't have nobody to judge you. So ask yourself, are you motivated by the carnal things? Right? You motivated by the flesh still. Right? You gotta have it. You gotta have it. You get that spirit on you, right? Oh, I gotta have that. Right? To where now you sleeping on it, dreaming about it, thinking on it. Right? And you're motivated by that spirit more than the spirit. So when that sister comes in class, you the first guy. Oh, you know what? I'm single, so
I'm ready to mingle.
You know what I mean? You're going to be looking at sisters weird. You're going to be the weird priest. You're going to be the thirsty priest. Why? Because you never got a hold of that. You never checked that and corrected that. You said something was online? No, I thought you said something was online. So, a priest cannot be covetousness. A bishop can have the spirit of being covetousness. Right? All right, read the definition again.
Covetous, it says very desirous.
Right.
But inordinately desirous.
You see that? Inordinate affection. Inordinate affection. To where your desires of things, man, inordinately. You got no balance with it. It's no problem, man. I like those shoes. You know what I mean? But you're motivated, you talking about it, you live it, like you waking up, you know what I mean? Your day can't move without it. That's wrong. That's a problem. Man, damn, I've been without a woman for 6 months. Now every conversation is man, damn, man, me, man, I need man, right? It's like every conversation is about a woman. Right? You understand that? You can't be covetousness. You can't have that spirit on you, man. Because you're going to be motivated in the wrong way. If your thing's money, we talked about that, and that spirit is on you, what's going to happen? You're not going to move in the right mind, in the right judgment, because those desires are evil. So this is why a bishop can't be coveted. He can't have that spirit of covetousness. And it was the job of the men around you to show you. Right?
Come.
So for y'all brothers and sisters online, we're once again talking about 1 Timothy 3, about a bishop, that a bishop can have the spirit. It's 1 Timothy 3 and what? 1 Timothy 3.
Verse 3.
Verse 3, it says, not that a bishop couldn't be given a wine, he couldn't be a striker, he wasn't greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. You understand that?
Come.
He don't supposed to have that on him. All right, what else you got?
On the definition.
Yeah.
Definition.
Okay, so let's go right into this. Where are we at first?
This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 9.
Read there. Go there. And we're gonna jump straight in on this one. We're not gonna play around with this, because this is something serious when it comes to being a bishop and a priest. I'll say it again, and you hear me. I keep throwing it in brothers and sisters' face. Why? Because we always talked about the Christians. We always talk about the church, dancing on money, sleeping with the sisters in the congregation. Right? You see the cats on World Star in Africa or somewhere touching people genitals.
Oh yeah.
Private parts, talking about they're going to relieve them of the spirits.
Oh yeah.
Was it? It was not lying. You had the priest touching, was it the guy or the girl?
It was women.
It was women and men, right?
Yeah, women and men.
Talking about, we're going to relieve you of this spirit. How? How are you going to relieve them? What's going to be on your hand after you relieve them? But that's the mind state. That's that spirit. He got demons on him. Nobody told him that that's not needed. You don't need to touch their genital areas.
To get you right.
I'm going to get you
That
right.
spirit right, man.
But we always talk about them, and we're laughing at it, right? Because it's damn ridiculous, right? We're laughing because we're like, damn, you don't see this? But what about us? You get brothers with that same spirit on them. You know what I mean? In the back of their mind, they be thinking about more women. They be thinking about more money. They be thinking about more clothes. They be thinking about more cars. And you can see the spirit behind them. They're not satisfied. It's like, damn, you're not satisfied. Because the more, your affection, it's like it doesn't rest. But what about more of the spirit? More dedication. More studying. Right? Y'all see this? So read that. Where are we at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is earth in ashes, proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
Right. There's not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. You understand? This spirit of being covetousness, having covetousness, I can't say that word.
Tendency, yep, covetous. Covetous.
It's a more wicked thing because, and I want you to go to the, you ain't done yet. You ain't done yet setting up. You still taking books out?
No,
Go give me the definition of, I want you to go to that Bible app and look up the word covet. I'm going to keep it right there. Look up the word covet. Right? Covetousness. Covetous.
Yeah.
Right. What you got there?
So covet, it says to desire or wish for with eagerness.
Right. You see that? You wishing. You're sleeping on it. Right? It's affecting you emotionally. Right? And that's why a lot of brothers and sisters deal with the anger, because a lot of times the Most High restrains you and doesn't give you what you want because it's inordinate affection. So he's like, no, I'm going to keep that from you. So you get angry because you don't have this wicked desire, right? But you start to look at other brothers and sisters and do what? What do you do when you're when you got that spirit of covetousness? What, sis?
You start envying them.
Yeah, you start envying them. You got it. He got it. Right?
I need it.
We have the single brother. He used to see the people walking down the mall, and he's envying the wicked. It's like he see them holding hands.
Right.
You see them booed up, and he's a single man. It's like the Most High got you single, brother. But what is he doing? Brother, they holding hands walking down the mall. How come I can't have that? Because the Most High don't want you to have it. Maybe you don't deserve it. But that angered him. He was upset at us. Like we were stopping him.
We were withholding.
Because we were telling him not to be a whoremonger. So he's arguing with us like, no, you're not giving me the opportunity to jump in every woman's drawers. It's on you. That was literally the fight. Now you're upset at us because we're telling you not to be a whoremonger. So this is what that spirit of a priest, that's why we couldn't give him no rank. That's why if he wanted to take the test, we would have to tell him, no, you can't. You're a drunk. You got a spirit of, you got a covet spirit on you. You're envies. But imagine if we would have gave that brother rank and said, we need a camp over here, brother. You're an officer of 100,000. What the hell would he be doing in that camp? He'd be talking with all the women, right? He'd be drinking himself into oblivion. He would be offending more than helping.
He'll lead the sheep astray.
He would lead the sheep. I mean, if he can even obtain sheep. You see that? And then if we put him in that position, he would destroy what is there. You see that? So a lot of these cats, you got to see that you gotta get this out of you. If you want to be a good vessel used for the Most High, you got to get this away from you. You got more?
No.
Okay, read on.
For such one said his own soul.
It says, read that again. Read it again.
For such and one said his soul to sell.
Right. You see that? A person that got this spirit, this covet spirit on them, they'll sell out their own soul.
There it is.
They'll sell out their own soul. But at what cost? Cheap. Only to get the thrill. Man, I gotta have it. But at what cost? For the shoes, for the clothes, for the woman, for the car. Right? They don't care who they offend. You see them because why? They look at another brother's woman. See, it gets deep. Come on, you put that guy in that position. You see it coming in, brother. Take a glance at your rib, like shalom, sister.
Looking back,
right? Like, what are you doing, Ak? You got demons on you. But because this spirit of lust and that inordinate desire, to where you gotta have it, you want it, you gotta have it.
I need it, I want it.
You gotta have it. You understand?
Yeah, covet. It says to desire wrongfully or without due regard for the rights of others.
You see? I don't care who I'm offending in my past. It said he'll sell out his own spirit. That's why when it comes, throwing this in there, we already talked about this point, when it talks about money, right? What will they do for money? What does the elite, these rappers, do for the money? You'll sleep with a transgender.
Yeah, get that Kundalini touch.
Yeah, you'll sleep with a transgender. P. Diddy, what you need? To knock the Duffy back? Let's go.
We gonna eat cereal in the morning?
Right. We need...
Me and Usher?
Right. What level will you go to? So that's just why you got to watch that inordinate desire. Right? And it's not wrong to have. We keep saying that. The Most High said he was going to give us a lot of things, but it gets inordinate to where it's controlling you. It vexes you. You get angry. You get upset. Y'all see that? So read that part one more time.
For such and one said his own soul to sell.
Jeez, that scripture is crazy. It says this is the type of individual that will sell his own soul. Yep. So you got to watch that spirit of being covetous. Y'all get this? Where are we at next?
Ecclesiasticus 14 and verse 9.
Ecclesiasticus 14 and 9.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 14 and verse 9. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion.
Now, he already sold his soul, but he's not satisfied. Think about that. Look at the irony of that. You will sell yourself out, but you're not satisfied? Yeah, so what you sell yourself out for? Nothing. And we know, the other scripture says what? Where moth and rust doeth corrupt. Right? So all this stuff fails anyway. So you sold yourself for cheap. What are the elements that affect you when you're when you have that spirit of covetous? This covetous spirit. Anger. You get upset. Bitter.
Yep, frustrated.
Envy. Frustrated. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Right? So you got to watch this. This is why a priest can't have that. Sisters, you cannot have that. So what is controlling you? What is motivating you? Right? What do you covet a lot? What do sisters covet a lot? So nobody ain't gonna say it. Yeah. What do sisters covet the most? They covet their husband. They covet their husband, their inordinate desire to rule him above all. That's the covetous spirit that a woman gets on them. To where, remember, it says inordinate desire, right? That desire is above the Most High. Yep. So yeah, you're supposed to love your husband, bow to your husband, respect your husband, but you know why it's arguing and fighting and anger and hurt? Because you forgot to put the Most High first. Right? So that is an inordinate desire. I gotta throw the sisters in there. I know we're talking about a bishop.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But we have to talk about this spirit also affecting the women. Right? And how it affects you. And this inordinate spirit gets on you. So we're all trying to reach this point, man, of getting better and better. You know, what I like about Timothy's 3, it gives you straight out points for you to look at. Well, I don't know how to get right. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I got to work on. I mean, it gives you the list. Just go through the damn list. Write them down. Oh, dang, I'm bad here, bad with that. Oh, I definitely will knock a hoe out quick. I'm a brawler. Oh, damn, every time I got an issue, I want a sip of a beer. Oh, dang, you know what? My inordinate desire is ruling me. It goes through the list of what you should be working on to get better in the eyes of the Most High. So read that one more time.
A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion.
Right. So he would. What does it mean with his portion? What is that saying? Yeah.
The thing that he worked so hard to chase after, what he received.
Right. It's still not good enough.
There's another level to obtain.
It's like, oh, this is it? Man.
Yeah.
This is not good enough. You be crying. Yahweh, please send me a woman. He gives you a woman because you weren't specific. He just sends you a woman. Now you got to do what? Work on that woman. Now you don't what? You're not satisfied. You coveted. You desire. You got to have her. Right? We just watching this one TikTok where the guy, you know, she was like, you begged me to know it was World Star. Oh, right. She was like, you begged me for months to come out with a date with you. She just ate the $500 meal, was ready to walk. He was like, but you ain't even gonna walk with me. She was like, I'm going home. You wanted this.
Yeah. He said, "No, we got to break this in half."
He said, "Nah." He said, "This is what we gonna do." He didn't even say half. He said, "Listen, you gonna pay two. Yeah, he did say half. He said $250 of it.
I think it's a little bit more, but yeah.
He was like, "You gonna pay half of it, right?" But why? Why did it turn out that way? Because his inordinate desire wasn't in the spirit. It wasn't about the Most High. It wasn't about righteousness. It was only fulfilling his lust. He wanted her to come back with him or walk with him down the beach and make him feel good. Right? And then maybe give him a hope that she will like him. And his dreams got crushed. It's never good enough to a covetous man. You're being ruled by by the carnal things. And then when you get it, you realize the carnal things never live up to all the hopes and aspirations that you thought, right? Yeah. So you fall in how many ways? You fail in how many ways? So this is the beautiful thing, man, that the Most High gives us all the tools and all the wisdom to become gods and kings and priests and leaders. But are we going to use it? Are we going to use these tools? Or are you going to stay still as the beast? Right? I was as a beast before you. You was going to say something? Okay. Go ahead and read it one more time.
A covetous man is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul.
What does that mean? The iniquity of the wicked drieth his soul, meaning you're striving, all these things you're doing is really just taking all the goodness out of you, all your wicked desires. It's drying you up. Look at you. You still thirsty. After all said and done, look how thirsty you are. You still, nothing's never enough. So this is why it says he will sell his soul. And look at you, you're just dry. See, but they that put their trust and hope and faith in the Most High, we have something to look forward to. They that seek first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, right? Because that's how you were made, to strive and thrive for things, right? But what things? See, your investment in the carnal never turns out right. The investment in the spiritual constantly takes you to different tiers and different levels to the next level. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the spirit is always the better way, because it's always a next level that you have to obtain to. You're constantly, the Most High is unattainable. But yet, what's the word? Satisfying. It's satisfying. Because every level you reach, the Most High satisfies your soul. Right? Y'all don't believe me? Y'all don't believe that? Do y'all know what I mean by the spirit is satisfying? Who can tell me a little bit about that? The spirit is satisfying. That point right there.
Are you talking about like the further I get in the spirit, I feel better and start doing better?
Right.
I mean, that's what's happening.
But it's nourishing.
And like now, when I'm doing the soaps, and like I'm here from morning to night, you know I be tired, but I feel it's like a good tired. It's not
right.
It's different.
Right. Because you like it. You want it. Right? See, good desire as opposed to wicked desires, in the end of it, you feel bad. Of the porn, after it's done, what?
You feel sick.
You feel sick.
Yep.
Right?
At it again.
Yeah. You look at yourself in the mirror, you pass that mirror and you just like,
damn.
You know what I mean? The spirit ever tell you, after you done, go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror, you dirty nigga. Go. You go look in the mirror at yourself, you feel bad. Why? Because that spirit's ripping you apart. They're thirsty. So, where we at?
Next, we're going to 2 Timothy 3 and 2.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 3 and 2.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
So this is what it comes down to. A covetous covetous person is a lover of their own selves. And that's why, as a bishop, as a priest, as a leader, you can't put that individual up as a leader. He's always worried about his belly. You know what I mean?
God.
He ain't worried about the kids. He ain't worried about the rib. She ain't worried about the kids. She ain't worried about the husband. They're only worried about themselves. Everything is always me, 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 me. That's how you know you got that spirit on you. Because you're not worried about nobody else. This is a strong demon, man. So you got to ask yourself, damn, when is it in your mind where it says, look not on thy own thing, but looking on the things of others? How many of y'all are thinking like that? Or you still worried about you? I got to eat. I got to do this. I got to worry. That's what America told you. That's what the white man told you. Right? I got to worry about me. Right? And granted, even as you're learning and getting right, remember, you're saying, okay, I got to clean myself up. We're not talking about that mind. We're talking about understanding as you're cleaning yourself up, you still got responsibilities. You still got people around you that are looking for your leadership, your dedication, your giving. You see that? You can't just ignore it. We keep telling brothers, man, with these certain women they would. We know they just be on them. But that's your responsibility. You can't run from it. So you got to start assuming the responsibility, getting in the mind, talking to them, breaking down the imaginations and every high thing. It's work. Right? But brothers want to act like, no, it's going to disappear. It's going to go away.
Right.
It's not.
It's not going to be as easy as you go to sleep. I'm going to just go to sleep and I'm good. No.
Yeah, she just had number 7 baby. She ain't going nowhere. Right?
Yeah.
She going to be there to either, for you to get right, check, and correct.
Right.
So you being worried about yourselves and not worried about what needs to be done, there's a problem. Right? Well, you got something? Go ahead.
Covetous. Boasters.
Right? It says, these people that are only worried about themselves, they're what?
Covetous.
They're what?
Covetous.
See? They're covetous. They're not worried about nobody else, man. And you can't have a leader like that. You can't have a leader like that because all those leaders got swallowed up in the ground in Deuteronomy, in Exodus. They got swallowed up in the ground because they weren't worried about the nation. Yahushua was worried about the nation. The apostles, Mark, Matthew, Luke, John the Baptist, he gave his head for the nation. Isaiah got sawed in half for the nation. John died on the island of Patmos, crucified. Right? Was it him who got crucified upside down? Peter got crucified upside down for the nation. Look at how Jeremiah was done, cast into prison for the nation. You can't have a person that is only worried about their own desires as a leader. Y'all see this? So this is an element that got to be dissolved out of us, man. We got to know how to be thinking about the next man, the next sister. There's no greater thing than a man that he laid down his life for his brethren. That's what Yahushua was about. Y'all get that? All right, where are we at?
Actually, I got one. Let me add
okay.
This is First Timothy 6. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 5. You know, just going into this mentality of really just a cat really just self-worshiping, man. You know, because it can get so crazy for a man to try to obtain things. Is that you start to get what's the word I want to use? You start to get desperate. You see that? So a priest can't be in a desperate mode to get things that he needs.
Right.
But read where you at.
1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 5.
Yeah, 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 5. Go ahead.
Perverse disputings of men of corrupt mind.
And I'm going to say this, is that if this spirit of covetousness is on you, your mind is corrupt because you're not understanding what's the important thing you should be going after. What's important for you in obtaining. Again, a lot of times we're obtaining what? The carnal things. Those are going to come. But your mind is what? No, I need that now. No, I got to have it. But it says corrupt minds, go ahead.
And destitute
Of truth. Go ahead.
of the truth,
Go ahead.
supposing that gain is godly.
And that's a lot of times with this covetous spirit, is that individuals think that if you have more, it shows forth your godliness, right? It shows that, man, you're really on top. But that's the mind of who? That's the mind of, listen, our family, the Christian church. They think that I got to come up with money. Why do you think a lot of your family members don't help you? They don't care about you. And they got what? Stacks on deck. They got stacks in finances, but they're so covetous on maintaining that themselves, they're not thinking about you. Y'all see this? But that's that covetous spirit. That mind is corrupt to where they think that, nah, man, I got to hold on to mine and I can't worry about nobody else. It says that they think that gain is godliness. Go ahead.
From such withdraw thyself.
Yeah, and the Most High is saying we got to withdraw ourselves from individuals like that. That's why a priest can't have the spirit of covetousness, because it goes into that. If you want to get into it, idolatry. You worshiping yourself. You satisfying your flesh rather than brothers and sisters around you. Your belly. I need to satisfy what makes me happy when I go home. All my toys, right? Rather than, dang, you know what? This brother, his spirit. You know, let me call this brother. Let me hit this person up, right? Let me study this. Y'all see this? But it's because a lot of us think that when we gain things materialistic, that shows forth the level of spirituality that you're on.
Or God is with me then.
Right.
Yeah.
God is following behind me because I got the new Lambo, right? New Bentley. So listen, some of y'all, Corolla, got a 2021 Corolla, right? No fraud, I've seen it. Cats think they really be on 10. But even with them going after that, again, it's really just them focusing on themselves. So just showing about this covetous man, about him loving his own self.
Yeah.
Proverbs 14 and 28.
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter
Go ahead, Ari.
14 and verse.
Do you got it? You got to be there. You can't be
Chapter 14 and verse 28
Uh-huh.
says, "In the multitude of people is the king's honor."
Right. So you're being put up as this king, right? And your dedication is supposed to be to the people. Your help is supposed to be for the people, right? Saul was a king. David was a king. Two different type of kings. Why? Yeah.
Because when you look at the characteristics of David, he looked at the people like he did his father's flock,
Right.
the sheep. So when one was in trouble, he secured the others and went to go rescue the one. And he threw the bear and through the lion.
Right.
So if he would do that for the sheep, he would do much more for the Most High's people.
Right.
And Saul was predicated on basically man pleasing. So he was doing things to win the crowd.
Saul was what?
Saul was doing in a man pleasing, like to make himself look good,
Right.
in the eyes of the people.
Right.
So what Saul was doing,
It wasn't sincere.
right? It was always to look good, to put on this facade, and
A show.
right. But that wasn't
Right.
really there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's what Saul was doing in his characteristics of like the Amalekites. He did all of this but his excuse was for the people.
Right. But it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was because he thought that would be good for the Most High, or that would be good in my belly. That would be good on my clothes.
It came back to him.
Come.
Two different examples. All through the Bible. It's the same thing. Esau, Jacob,
Come.
Cain, Abel. Right? Same spirit. The spirit of covetousness will take you left. Right? And when it all comes down to it, you're going to fail anyway. That's why we got to look at it. You got to look at this with your kids. You know what I mean? You got to look at your kids and say, okay, what type of spirit they got that they don't want to share. Like, every kid is going to get in this stage of, like, it's mine, right? But you got to be breaking that out of them and showing them, like, look, you can't be like that. You know what I mean? My son's there right now. Nah, this is mine. I'm going to roll like this. Like, no, you're not, because that's an ill spirit. He's been given everything. But he doesn't know. He thinks that's the way it's supposed to be. No, we're going to break that spirit out of you. Right? You're going to share. You're going to give up. You're going to lose. No, you're going to let him play with it. You're going to sit there and watch him. Because you're going to have joy in that. You see that? But if you're not teaching them, what happens is your kids start growing up with that old wicked, selfish spirit. But where'd that come from? That come from the parents, because that's in them. It's natural. It flows in the household. You don't train them because you haven't trained yourself. You see? So from the kids to the wife to the family, if you don't look at these things, man, all that spirit will consume you. You see, but why does it consume? Why do you think y'all see the comfy, right? Why could he get up to this level to say he was the Holy Spirit or the Comforter? Like, okay, you're the Comforter. Why did you have to go tell everybody that?
Oh.
Why would you do something like that? That wicked desire.
You wanted that
praise of men.
Praise, the fame, notoriety.
Right. Now, look at how we know what happened to him.
Oh, yeah.
But there's still that spirit in Israel.
Yep.
It's about notoriety. It's about me, and me.
Yep.
Right? It's not about the nation.
I got my own action figure.
Yeah, look at what we do online.
Yeah.
Ask yourselves, is your intentions to teach, to be an example, or to glorify yourself? And that's what you got. You got a lot of spirit of covetousness. Man, cats is fighting over fictitious power. We ain't got no power. Y'all hear me say that a lot. We don't have no power. The most I could, bruh, my ankles hurt. My knees hurt. What power I got?
No.
I woke up, my hand, I'm like, damn, arthritis is real. I'm like, why is my hand hurting like that? Right? We ain't got no power. But for some reason, you get individuals that really desire these wicked things that corrupt them, and eventually they will crumble. You understand? It's in your best interest to do it the way Yahweh Shai did. And how did he do? What did he do? Right? I know it sounds like a Christian saying, but what would Yahweh Shai do? Right? How did he roll? He gave up. He lost. His desire and dedication was for his people, and all those individuals around him, guess what? They followed that example. Y'all get that? What's up?
I was going to say, he made himself of no reputation.
Right.
All that he did.
Right.
So whenever he did heal somebody, the glory wasn't to him. He said, thank the Father.
Right.
Go and sin no more. Go and thank the Father. Go set up your prayers to the Father. Don't thank me.
Right. Well, why do we got this thing now? Brothers are glorifying man themselves more than the Most High.
So because of that.
No, I'm not asking. I'm just saying. Think about it. Y'all see that? I'll go from there. Go to so read that one more time.
And the multitude of people,
right,
is the king's honor.
Right.
But in the want of people,
why does he want? This is not a good one. This is why I want to build up numbers for myself. And the want of people, what?
Is the destruction of the prince.
Right. So what do? Because I want people around me, and I want to look like I'm magnificent and glorious. I'm putting and giving people positions and rank and authority, and what? It all falls down. Why? Because I'm not going through the checklist. Because if I got to go through this checklist of Timothy's, then I got to wait for the brother or sister to get to that level. Oh, the turnaround level of those requirements don't just happen in 1 month, 2 months. It could be a year for this brother, 2 years for that brother. But I can't build I can't look I can't look like I'm a magnificent king. So what I got to do? I desire more people. It's about people. It's not about glorifying the Most High. It's not about glorifying the characteristics of what Yahweh Shai told us to be. And that's where we err. That's why we're going over these topics about a bishop. To show you to glorify the process more. Not to glorify some fictitious as you got a beard or you got fringes on and that makes you pure. Yeah. That don't make us pure. Remember, I've taught in your name. I cast out demons in your name. Right? Who the hell do you think that's going to be? Oh, y'all thought that was the Christians only? No, that's Israelites too. Why? Because we didn't live the standard. So, brother, we can't get it twisted. It says, but in the want of people, go ahead.
But in the want of people is the destruction of the prince.
Because you just want and you don't want to do it the right way. Y'all get this? You want to be covetous. Y'all see that? 2 Timothy 2:20. 2 Peter's 2 and 3.
Come.
Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
And through covetousness shall thou be feigned.
Shall they with feigned
words make merchandise of you.
So what happens when that king, his desire is not really towards the Most High? With fake words, why are the words fake? Why are they phony? Because they don't really love the Most High. Their desires ain't really about teaching the truth, right? It's all about making merchandise of you, meaning getting you to say what? Look how glorious I am. There's 1,000 brothers in my church. You know what I mean? Look, we got a stadium. Supposing that godliness is gain, but you're not telling them the right thing. The church is still promoting homosexuality. They still promote Christmas, the lies, the falsehood. They still promote the false Jesus, right? But bringing it to Israel, what do? We do the same thing. Oh, I got a lot of brothers in my school, therefore we're right. No, you're not right. Unless you're holding the standard. Y'all get this? My race is to build and get instead of doing it the right way. So this is what it's showing us. These type of individuals that is in that covetous mentality, their intentions won't be right. Go ahead.
Whose judgment?
No, you were going to say something.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that my sister was just telling me and my mom today.
You can't talk with your hand over your mouth. We can't hear you.
I was just saying that my sister was just telling me and my mom today that this lady that goes to the church, she's like the leader of the choir. She be selling like weed, like drinks. Like it's like basically like it's like you drink it and like yeah.
Well, you got Israel try to do that too here. We gonna make weed cakes. Why? Sis, you sick? You got leukemia? You got MS? You got what's wrong? No, I got stress. The scripture said herb nor modifying plaster was going to heal you. It was by the word of the Most High. It's going to heal your mental issues. So, like, what you making weed cakes and for? Oh, stress. No, you got demons on you, and you want to do the same thing that the world does. I'm going to put us on blast. I'm sick and tired of talking about the Christians. Because there's a lot of fake-ass Christians amongst us. And they come in all these schools and do what? They're trying to engraft this mentality right in the middle of us. And then we got to sit there and act like, oh, that's real. Oh, they're Hebrews. They're not Hebrews. I don't give a damn how long your beard is or how many fringes you got on. We know there's been an inception. There's been an inception, bro. They ain't Hebrews. They ain't, because why? They're not following the standard that the Most High laid down. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. There's a standard that got to be upheld. So, once again, we could talk about the churches all day, but you got Hebrew Israelites coming to these schools doing the same damn thing, fake and phony like the Christians. So, what you talking about? What's the point of talking about Sister Mary in the church?
You just like Sister Mary.
You just like Sister
you
Mary.
got a form of
Not
godliness.
you, but y'all know what I know what me.
You got a form of godliness, but you deny it by your works.
Right.
Your works say completely the opposite.
Right.
And that's why, again, even dealing with this priest, is that his works has to show forth that what? He's in the spirit.
Right.
You can't be going after these things. You can't be trying to indoctrinate your lust and your wants like it's really truth.
Right.
Come on. It's madness.
It's got to be the proper way. Read it one more time from the top.
Come.
And then we're going to jump to this next point. Go ahead.
And through covetousness shall they be feigned.
Right.
With words.
Shall they with feigned words
make merchandise of you.
Go ahead.
Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not.
You know what that means? Us, as much is given, much is required. Yeah. So this is why we're trying to tell brothers the proper way on how to want to be that level of a teacher, of a priest, because the scriptures say, be not many teachers.
Greater condemnation.
You have greater condemnation.
Yep.
Judgment's going to fall on the house of the Lord first, and it already is. Think about how many brothers and sisters are already dying in the truth, right? You in the truth, let's be about the truth. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
And their damnation slumbereth not.
And their damnation slumbereth not, meaning that it's going to come right. It's coming. It's coming. And we're not going to be accountable for that. Somebody got to stand up and somebody got to say, you know what? Nah, that's not the proper way. That's not the right way. Let's do it the right way. I don't want you to be damned. You understand? So let's jump to this next point. Let's go like we were talking about David and Saul. But we're going to jump over to Eli's sons. And we touched on this a little bit a few weeks back. But we're going to touch on it, bringing out this point of covetous. Go ahead. Where you at?
Yeah, 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 12. You know, it's funny because even when you go to the Bible, right, and you know sometimes the Bible may give you like a brief description of the chapter or what you're about to go over. But on this point it says Eli's worthless sons. They were worthless. They were priests of the Lord, but the beginning is showing forth they were worthless. So let's see exactly what attributes did these priests have that made them worthless or made them have this disdained image of themselves. All right, so 1 Samuel 2 and verse 12. Go ahead.
1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 12.
1 Samuel 2 and 12. Go ahead.
Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial.
Right, and we know that this Belial means what? Wicked. Right, they were worshiping other gods, obviously, if they weren't abiding by the Most High. Right, go ahead.
They knew not the Lord.
They knew what? Not what?
They knew not the Lord.
But think about this. They were priests, though. They were priests. They were coming up in their stead, right? They were from the tribe of Levi. But it says that they knew not the Lord. So what did they do? Read.
So just from that point, we know everybody with garments and beards and fringes ain't priests.
Yeah.
We know that because it happened with Christianity, right? We looked up to them to be the what? The priests, the leaders, and they failed us, right? So that's not the standard on look or the outward appearance. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice.
So this is what the priest did. This was their custom, right? So a man was going to give a sacrifice, or a woman. Go ahead.
The priest's servant came while the flesh was in seething.
So while the flesh was cooking, right? Pot, cauldron, whatever it might be, for the sacrifice, what happened? Go ahead.
With a flesh hook of 3 teeth.
With
in
the
his
what?
hand. A flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand.
So I want y'all to imagine what's going on. They're cooking this sacrifice, right? The priest sent their servant to go ahead and hook this meat out. Read.
And he stuck it into the pan.
Or
kettle. Or cauldron. Or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took for himself.
Think about that. That was for the sacrifice. But the priest did what? Took not his portion, but the sacrifice for that person. Let me go ahead and get that. Think about it, man. Whenever you see, let's say you was in church, you see that offering plate go around, right? Everybody putting money in. Then all of a sudden you see the priest, what? He start counting it, looking at it, put that in his pocket, man. Y'all gonna be like, man, what the hell is going on? This brother just put that in his pocket. You know, normally they take it to the back, right? You got the bishop take it. Nah, he put that right in his pocket, right in front of your face. Because y'all got to understand, our people could see the priests when they were doing these sacrifices through the looking glass, right? So they saw what was going on, but these priests had their servant take the sacrifice, which showed what? They was greedy. Let me go ahead and get that, man. I'm hungry. I need that. I want that. I know you wanted this sacrifice to go to the Most High, but nah, bro, I need some of that.
Now, I don't want to jump ahead in Timothy's about the bishop, but just a little bit. Why do you think it says you got to learn these things, that you got to take care of your house first? So if you got a husband that's aspiring to be a priest and he's not taking care of his family, he can't conscience sake, because most of y'all ain't got what we got. Like when the Zion slip on some things that might need to be done at home, that's different from you that ain't counseling. You ain't doing class. You ain't doing no teaching. You ain't doing that, but you can't make sure the little bit things that your rib need, your kids need, your family need, which is wisdom, knowledge, understanding. It might come to the point of taking out the trash, taking out the garbage. It might come to making sure you're tending to those things. Remember, you haven't been anointed as a priest yet. Right? Yeah, you're working. You out there in the field, you're passing out flyers, you're doing all these things. But mentally, like right now, mentally, it be so much that we be dealing with. I miss a lot of stuff. Yeah. Like my ribs got to tell me, and I tell them, please, remind me, tell me, because I'll forget. Because we got so many mental things going on. But a lot of brothers will be having mental things going on out, and you be annoying your rib. You be doing things that is frivolous. All your time you don't dedicate in the right order to your rib, your kids, your family. You see, y'all got to see that it starts at home first. That's the example. And this is what's going on. These cats, man, they didn't learn the proper way. Yeah, and we know the outcome of the story. Eli, he wasn't correcting his sons to show them. What did I say earlier, though, about your kids? You watch them and you see that little ill spirit on them. That's like I let Shemaiwan. He got this old ruthless Virgo vibe on him right now. He's just like, give me this, and like just ordering cats around. I'm like, hold on, bro, hold on. Who the hell are you? Right? But you got to check him like that. But imagine if we just didn't. Oh. That's what Eli did. He just let them just be niggerish and didn't sit down and break down their logic, right? And tell them, nah, man, that's the wrong spirit. It started when they were kids. So, go ahead.
Where you at?
Verse 14, last precept.
Go ahead.
So they did in Shiloh unto all the Israelites that came thither.
Yeah, you see that? They did it to all Israel. But that was a good point, because they didn't care about Israel. It was all about themselves. Y'all see this? But again, this is that covetous spirit. Go to Isaiah 56 and 11. Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 11. Just showing this bad example. Well, technically, it's a good example of what a covetous priest looks like. The actions that he does. And this is what we don't want to be. Think about it, man. Now, because of your selfishness, now you're hindering other brothers and sisters around you. They were taking their sacrifice. That was supposed to be for the Most High, for their sins, for their goodwill often, whatever it could have been. Now they're doing what? Messing up others. Y'all see this? Read where you at.
Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 11.
Yeah, Isaiah 56 and verse 11. Go ahead.
Yeah, they are greedy dogs.
They're what?
Greedy dogs.
Come on, man. These men didn't care. And a lot of individuals, when they have this covetous spirit, they're greedy dogs. They will tear up, move around, cuss out to get what they want. They don't care. I don't care if you try to come to me and let me know, oh, you're doing something off. Oh, okay. They're going to give you an excuse. Right? Look at you in the face, give you an excuse, keep doing what they're doing. Greedy dogs. Go ahead.
Which can never have enough.
Never have enough, like we just went over. Right? They can't be satisfied. But think about it. It's not Joel Osteen like this.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, man. How greedy can this man be during Hurricane Harvey? Wouldn't let anybody in the church. Brother, ain't nobody in there. Everything's dry.
You got insurance on the place, if anything.
Insurance.
Like, if anything was destroyed, there's nothing for you to say, okay, that needs to be replaced.
Yep. Oh, no. You Estonians cannot come up in here, even though I get that tithe every week.
Yep.
Even though I know you support my clothing company, right?
You got a clothing company?
He got a clothing company. Come on, man. A suit company.
Man.
Shirts. I think it's actually, I was going to look it up real quick. I think it's Sheep's Clothing, actually. Yeah, somebody look that up for me. Somebody look it up for me. Joe Osteen's. Yeah, I think it's Sheep's Clothing.
Wow.
But think about that. This man's greedy. They don't care about nobody else. They don't care about nobody's spirit. Y'all see this? We can go through all the pastors, but this attribute shouldn't be within us.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you said it the best. Even at the house, man. It's all about you.
Yep.
Oh, I need this food. I need this. I want that. But you don't look at anybody else's, what they want, their well-being. It's the same thing. But as you said, they didn't learn as kids that selfless mentality. So what do? When it comes to the body, they don't care.
Yeah, sheep's clothing.
Yep, that's so. Look at that. Sheep's clothing, man. A little demon. And him and Kenneth Copeland.
He's the wolf, though, in sheep's clothing.
Right. How ironic, right? And then Kenneth Copeland. This guy. I don't ride on the plane with demons. All right? Come on, man. Keep reading.
And they are shepherds that cannot understand.
You see that? They can't even understand that. That wasn't your job. You should be there for your people's spirit. Oh, no. They're not even seeing that. They don't comprehend that. That's why they keep going more and more and more into their own greed, their own pocket, their own gain. They're eager to get that gain, man. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like House of Cards. Because an individual will kill you to get into a certain position. Come on, man. You don't think that goes on in the church? You don't think that? It's the same mentality. Keep reading.
They all look to their own way.
They do what?
They look all to their own way.
Why? Because he sent that servant. One of the brothers sent the servant to go get that food. I don't care that this is a sacrifice for somebody else. I need that over here for my household. Y'all see this? They look to their own way, but we have to check our own mind. Do we think like this? Again, I'm going to say this. That's why I applaud Ariel. Anytime this man get food, one thing he'll do is what? He going to split that in half.
Wow. Bakar said there was a pastor that was sleeping with a professional basketball player's wife. Meanwhile, the athlete was paying $10,000 a month in tithes and even gave him a job in his charity organization. Wow.
I believe it. He is numb to that.
That's dirty.
Oh, yeah, he's numb.
That's dirty.
He has no understanding.
But once again, we're giving all these outside examples. Yeah. But what about inside?
Yeah.
What about in amongst Hebrew Israelites? All the things that's going on. You see that? You still hear about these things. This brother slept with this brother's rib. Oh, yeah. You hear about that, huh? Right? This brother killed his rib or beat his wife. Right? Why? Because all we're doing is what? We try to come right in with the same madness into the truth, air quotes. Right? And I say air quotes because it is the truth, but brothers and sisters ain't walking in truth. They still got a lot of demons on them, and instead of getting rid of the spirits, you want to masquerade or hide them. You want to cover them up instead of saying, no, I got issues. I got problems. And before I can be a betterment to my nation, I got to face my problems and work on them. Right? Go ahead.
Keep reading.
Everyone for his gain.
Yeah.
From his quarter.
Yeah, it says everyone for what?
Everyone for his gain.
Y'all see this? Everyone for their gain. That's what they do this for. Keep reading.
From his quarter. Come ye, say they.
Oh, that's it on that. Let's jump back. Jump back to that 1 Samuel's. We're just showing what that spirit, a little bit more deeper, look into that spirit, is that they're out for their own gain. Look to their own way. And again, as a priest, it ain't about you no more. You sacrificed yourself. You have forfeited your desires and wants, and you put the people over you.
Right.
They're ahead. Not saying that a priest can't still get the things that he wants to, it's just saying that you're not a priority no more, brother.
Yeah.
Welcome, because Christ said that. I came not to do my will, but the Father's will. Which was to do what? Teach his people, man. Raise his people up. Heal the sick, raise the poor. That's Matthew 10. Cast off demons. So what does that mean? I can't be out there trying to double my money while brothers and sisters out here sick. I got to deal with their spirit. But let's jump back, because Eli, his sons, Hophni and Phinehas, man, they had this covetous spirit on them extremely bad. Read where you at.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 15.
Yeah, 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 15. Go ahead.
Done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, before they birth the fat.
So now when it comes to dealing even with the fat, they're just showing many examples of what these priests did and this covetous nature that they were in. Dealing in the priesthood. So when it came to burning fat, because the fat was for who?
Most High.
The fat was for the Most High, if you didn't know. We're going to get the scripture.
Think about that. So now you're triple double sinning.
Yeah.
You take it from the people, you take it from the Most High, and a lot of brothers and sisters don't realize that what you're doing is not only affecting you, it's an offense and blasphemous to the Most High. Like a lot of what we've done and brothers and sisters have done wrong in the name of the Most High, we got to be ashamed of that. I'm ashamed sometimes that's why I cannot look at YouTubes. When brothers send me out, check this one out, and two camps are fighting each other. They fighting each other. You should be ashamed.
Yep.
It looks stupid, right? But I know it is written still. I gotta say that it is written that it's gonna happen. Men shall be lovers of themselves, right? And that's what we're seeing. Why? Because the Most High is still doing his work, which is what? Separating the clean from the unclean.
Okay.
So it has to be done. I'm not trying to act like it's an anomaly or why is these things, no. It's going to happen. As we teach on it and teach against it, no, there's still going to be niggas in Israel. People that is motivated by themselves and not motivated by righteousness and holiness and pure and uprightness and showing a good example. Yep. Nah, you got thug monkeys that walk around drinking with fringes on, right? Talk about the word of the Most High, acting like they're teaching the Bible.
Right, like the brother said.
While they gang bang on other brothers.
You don't get a shalom, you get what that red be like.
Yeah.
What that red be
like, exactly.
Brother.
What's that?
What's that?
That's a new one. We're like, you reading the signet on it, like, who's this? These cats are weak. Right? But that's the mentality of thugs and monkeys and goons. It's no difference in these monkeys out here selling drugs to one another. Or 40-year-old gangbangers. Right? We got 40-year-old gangbangers,
You the OG, man.
Right. You see? So we cannot be a part of that. We got to separate the clean and the unclean. Go ahead, say it real quick, sis.
My kid's father is 65 and he's still gang banging.
Oh yeah, he triple over.
Somebody need to take him out bag like a mutt and just put a bullet in the back of his head. 65 and you gang banging, that is insane. Sister, you embellishing that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can pull it up.
You can pull it up on Instagram and he's up there crib walking or blood walking at 65. He's a blood?
Blood, Karu.
He moved it. Yeah. What's that, Ak?
Yeah, I believe the Crips was started by a 14-year-old. They took the boy was like 14 or so.
The Crips?
Yeah.
Well, they say that the Crips and Blood were a more community. Right. It was supposed to be geared toward activism first. And then it switched over. Yeah. What's that?
Neighborhood watch.
I said my grandma just came home from jail. Like,
You said your grandma?
yeah, she came home from jail like 3 years ago.
Man, the hood is real, isn't it?
For stealing, man.
They locked her for what?
For stealing. She was like boosting.
Oh, okay.
Boosting.
Like one of people's houses or whatever.
Oh, she was probably a serial booster.
And she was like sending stuff from people's houses and selling it on the street.
Oh yeah, out here in Norfolk.
All over the place, like Norfolk, Portsmouth,
Dang.
Newport News.
I know him.
Go ahead, jump back.
I know him.
Jump back.
Verse 15. Also, before they burnt the fat, the priest's servant came.
Here come the servant. They sent out that servant, man. They sending out orders from the back, right? Go ahead.
And said to the man that sacrificed, give flesh to roast for the priest.
So now they got other people being partakers of their sins.
Yep.
Man, I never knew you, you worker of iniquity. But I cast out demons. No, you were putting demons on people. You didn't cast out demons. You was doing worse. What's that, sis?
No, I was gonna say like they were sending servants so they won't be seen.
Right, so they won't be seen. So now they what? They going incognito.
So
right?
They won't look bad and they look like somebody else is going.
This is what happens, man. That's why I'm going to say it again. As a leader, so are his officers. Not saying we can catch everybody. But that's why we be trying to put a lot of people on blast. We be doing it out in the open. Why? Because I'm going to tell you straight out, like, we not with that. You're not going to say that's part of us. We're going to tell you straight out that that is not the example. Right? And it's better that way, because then a lot of brothers and sisters be thinking, oh, Kazaki and them down with that. Oh, they down with that foolishness. Nah, we not down with it. Is that going to stop the mistakes from brothers? No. You're going to make mistakes. I don't want brothers to go home and slit their wrists and because the mistakes you made and you will make. I don't want sisters to slit their wrists. But at the same time, mistakes, falling, and repentance, they all got to go together. Right? And these things, what we're reading about, don't even supposed to be named among us. There ain't no mistake. Extortion, bribery, adultery, murders.
You just straight stealing.
Right. Like, that's not a mistake. What happened? I slipped and I fell into my brother's wife.
How'd that work?
Nah, right. That ain't a mistake. But I'm repenting. Come on, you gonna repent with many stripes. Many stripes. So we got to see this. Go ahead, read on.
Give flesh to roast for the priest. For he will not have sodden flesh of thee, but raw.
Yeah, I don't want that cooked. Give me that raw flesh, man. Give me some I can take back to the house and do with it myself. But again, it was for his quarter.
These cats probably had so many demons on him that they were probably eating it raw.
Yeah. Look, who knows what they were doing? Because obviously, and I'm going to show you real quick, go to Leviticus 3 and 16. Just,
Leviticus.
Again, it's against the law to do what they're doing. Y'all got to see this. You know, a lot of times you read it and you may not, you know, again, bring it back to what the law says. These individuals were breaking the law. And not only that, they had other priests looking at them like, bruh, are y'all really about to do that? But what happened? They were higher ranking. Hey, shut the hell up and be quiet. You know, but again, that's why an individual can't be in this spirit. Because now you're tainting the congregation.
You're bringing other people along with these sins, and you're messing everybody up. You see that? So it'd be better for you to say to yourself, you know, dang, you know what, I need it. I want to be a priest, but I got a lot of work on.
Yep, I'm off.
You know, you're not with this old. What the Bible said it best, right? They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Why? Because that zeal be eating us up. Man, bro, I want to do the work. I want to teach. I want to do that. Come. But don't you want to live the example is supposed to match. That same zeal, what you teaching, supposed to match. With your example. Y'all get that? Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 3, verse 16. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire for a sweet savor. All the fat is the Lord.
You see that? All the fat was the Lord's, the Most High. But what did they do? They wanted to go ahead and take that privilege for themselves. Jump back to verse 17. Again, we're just hitting these points and just showing you what covetous will make you do.
Yeah.
These cats aren't even thinking. They're doing this out in the open.
Right. Now, think about it. The fat is the Lord, but the soul of the congregation is the Lord's.
Yep.
The priest's soul is the Lord's. But what you do is you're not looking at these souls, you're not looking at them being the Lord's. That covetous individual, they start to, oh, that's mine. Oh, I rule that. Nah, that's the Most High's. We're servants. We're servants. Nothing else. You understand? Yeah, we all here doing the same job. And until we understand that, we're gonna have the wrong ambitions. Y'all get that? All right, let's jump back. Let's finish this.
Verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore the sins of the young men was very great before the Lord.
See this? All the things that they were doing was sinful. Go ahead.
For men abhorred the offering of the Lord.
Think about that. Because what they saw, these individuals, the people of Israel, started abhorring. Now, I'm not giving my offering no more. Because I know what? I know that these men is about to take this offering and do whatever they want with it.
Now, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to Israel. All these people finding about the truth, right? They're waking up. They're learning that Christ was dark. The apostles, the Hebrew Israelites, the angels, right? We're the chosen. We came over here on cargo slave ships. Same thing in the Bible with the Hebrew Israelites, right? But what are they doing? What is a lot of the people in the work doing? They're making them turn from the work. Nah, I don't want to be around no school. You read all through the Bible, all through the churches scattered out Asia Minor, and in their mind, they're like, nah, I don't want to be with no camp. I don't want to be with no church. But that's what we're building, the nation. But why are they thinking like that? Why is their mind there? Because you got brothers like Eli's kids. They're turning people away from the work. Is that what we want to do? Turn people to like, nah, you niggas is crazy. We're already gonna get that based on the truth that we're speaking. But then they look at you and then they look at how you move, you act, you're wrong, the wrong example, and they're like, man, wait a minute, these are the priests of the Lord? They're like, man, I'm not messing with that. These cats are crazy. This is what they were doing. Y'all see this? They were pushing people away from coming to the Most High. You got to watch that. You got to watch your example. Because they're looking at you. And I know it's a big weight. Some of y'all just came in. But it's a weight that's on you. Like I said, if you don't want that weight, what did I tell brothers in Rochester? I said, listen, take off the damn fringes.
Right.
If you don't want that weight, because right now, I just got hit up right there at Five Boroughs.
Right.
He was like, man, he was being cordial. He was like, man, what school you with, And I was like, yeah, we're right down here, bro. And I'm ready to get to class. I'm like, yeah, come check us out, bro. He was like, but I got a question. So I had to stop.
Right.
And he was like, man, is there a subscription? He was like, I want to get fringes. He said, because I know this school, you have to get fringes, you have to have a membership. I was like, nah, bro, come get fringes. He was like, because Israel United Christ, you got to have a membership. I was like, bro, you don't need no membership, just come. And I'm trying to run, and he's asking me questions. I'm like, okay, I got to slow down. He really wants to know. But that's the thing, is like, everybody, you got too much bad examples. You got too many bad things that we do, and you're gonna make mistakes as it is. But on top of that, more niggerism. A mistake is one thing, but intentional. Oh, this is how we roll. This is how we act. We wilding out. That's what they see, so they want to stay away instead of bringing them to the gospel, to the work, to the word. Right? Now we're just like what? Christians. You got these knuckleheads that try to do the same thing. Oh, well, what's the difference? It's so many, right? There's so many. They don't understand that. No, they got to follow the right example.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go to Malachi 2:7 real quick. Malachi 2:7.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. Because what's happening is that these men, they pollute the mind of the body, man. Like you was just saying, the outlook of brothers and sisters. Read where you at.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 7.
Go ahead.
For the priest's lip should keep knowledge.
Yeah, the priest's lips should keep the knowledge of the Most High. Go ahead.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
Yeah, they should be seeking the law, seeking to do righteousness, seeking to do the right thing, not their own will, their own desire. Because as we see through Hophni and Phinehas, they were seeking to do what pleases their flesh. But again, brothers, we got to be mindful, right, of what your intentions are when dealing with this word, when wanting to grow in the knowledge of the Most High. Go ahead.
For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, you're the messenger. You're the spokesman. You're the individual that brothers and sisters are going to see. But again, what's your example? How are you looking towards the people? Hebrews 12:1. We're compassed with a great crowd of witnesses. There's people looking at you constantly, even when you're not looking. I see it all the time. I go in certain places. You might not be looking at somebody, but they're looking over here just like this because they see the fringes, they see the dress, right? But then what happens when they hear the conversation? They see you moving a certain way. We got to understand that you are the representation or the messenger of the Most High. Read.
Come, verse 8.
Yeah.
But ye are departed out of the way.
But ye are what?
Departed out of the way.
When you have this covetous spirit, when you start worrying about yourself, you depart out of the way of your duty. Rather than worrying about the people, the standard, what happens? No, it's about you, my family, my pocket. The Most High says you depart out of the way. Go ahead.
You have caused many to stumble at the law.
And that's what you don't want. You don't want brothers and sisters to fall because of your bad example, because of those things that you've never corrected in yourself, but you wanted what? I need that position. I need to be a street speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you street speaking, but then they seen you 2 weeks later smoking a blunt.
But why your wife don't want to come around?
Yeah.
Oh, because she's not about the truth. Maybe she's not about your niggerism. Yeah, why your kids ain't being taught? Why is your family not wanting to learn? Because your example.
Yep.
We got to see that it's all our example that has an effect on things also. Right? Khan? Yeah, man. Go ahead.
You have corrupted the covenant of Levi.
You see that? Wow. And that's what we don't want to do as priests, as aspiring priests. You don't want to covet the standard of what the Most High gave for the Levites and for the priests forward. Because we're all priests, right? So that means there's a standard.
Right.
So if you move in a certain way that's off, that's negative, you're corrupting the standard of what the Most High gave us.
You see how much of a big burden that is? Even, I like how Most High say you're a nation of kings and priests. So it's already on you. You know? It's already on you. You have to deal with it. There ain't no going back. Now's the time to keep moving forward and say, okay, this is the requirement. Let me live up to the standard.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Read.
Come, verse 9. Saith the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, saith the Lord of hosts. Go to Mark 7:21. But that's why it's extremely important to destroy, to break down.
Oh, you should have. What happened? No. Hold on. Before you go there, go to that Proverbs 15:27.
Done.
Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 27. He that is greedy of gain.
Did we go to this one? No. Go ahead.
Trouble is his own house.
Right. So you see that? So this covetous spirit gets you greedy. These sons of Eli, they were greedy. They were greedy dogs. Right? But it troubles their own house. Because what happened to Eli? He fell back, broke his neck.
Right.
Most High took him out.
Yep. and sorry, joker.
Because he didn't check them.
Nope. Because he said, I heard the report of what y'all did. He didn't even say nothing to him.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what does that mean?
Because
you got to make them an open example.
It was basically a Saul move because he says that they weren't going to fear the Lord anyway. They knew that that the Most High was going to kill him.
Right.
He didn't check him. Let me just let him be.
So the Most High killed him and them.
Yep. And Phineas' wife.
Right.
And childbearing.
So you affect people around you.
Yep.
Well, why is this happening to me? Stop. You know why it's happening to you. Because what you're doing. Right? So go from there. Go to Go to Mark 7:21.
Mark chapter 7 verse 21.
Go ahead.
From within, out of the heart of man, proceed evil thoughts.
Right. So we got to realize, man, that that covetous spirit is evil. Watch, read. Come on. Adulterers. Go ahead. Fornications. Go ahead.
Murders. Thefts. Covetousness.
See, you see that? So that's a spirit that is evil. Yep. So we can't take pride in this spirit, man. And that read the definition one more time, and then give me Psalms 119 and 36.
Yeah, covetousness. It goes into inordinately desires.
Right. That's an evil thought. That comes from within. So what is in you, Ak? What is in you, Akwa? Is that inordinate desire within you to where you're motivated not by the right intentions? We don't know your intentions. We can't read your mind. We're not Yahweh Shai. We can only look at your actions. But why are you doing what you're doing? You doing those soaps? Why? You doing the garments? Why? Right? You studying your test? Why? Huh? You working out with brothers? You passing out flyers? Why? Is it geared towards the Most High or to some fake ass mind state? Huh? You like the camaraderie. You like the brotherhood.
You like the energy.
Energy's good. Love the brotherhood. Love brotherhood. Let it continue. But it's got to be motivated, first of all, by the link. Pleasing the Most High. The link comes down. The pleasing the Most High links into us. And then the brotherhood and everything else comes around that. It can't be the other way around. Because brothers are going to make mistakes. So you can't link in that way and then link it to the Most High. It's linking to the Most High. Getting that link into you, and then you're linking into all the other things. Y'all get that? Because brothers mess up, then what? See, I knew brothers. Like, what? I made a mistake. She made a mistake. Can't. Now the truth is messed up, and you see they're doing that. Because a brother messes up, makes a mistake, or somebody, you got some knucklehead online saying the wrong stuff, then what happens? They put that on the whole Bible. Yep. And it's not. But you see how much effect everything has? We wish it wasn't there, but the fact is that what? A lot of people don't want to deal with the Bible because Christianity, what? Ran them away. Now it's your turn. Right? I'll say it again. Let's be fair about this. Was there not wicked priests in those days? Was these priests not in the Bible? Were they not in the robes with Levi? Were they off? Okay. So don't think it's strange, like, why is this happening? No. It's always happened. There's always wicked men, wicked women around us. Why? To show us how the Most High is going to destroy them and to show them what way not to go. So I don't want y'all to get twisted off that either. Well, our point is that if you want to be that righteous man, righteous woman, let's hold to the standard. Let's finish this up. Psalms 119 and 36.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 36.
Go ahead.
Incline my heart unto thy testimony.
Go ahead.
And not to covetous.
That's what you got to be locked into. You're supposed to be locked into the requirements, the laws, statutes, and commandments, and pleasing the Most High, not to covetousness. Go ahead.
Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity.
Yeah, because really, that mind is you got to turn your eye away from beholding vanity. There's too much vanities out there.
Yep. Nothing.
You got fake desires. If you're desiring and pleasing the Most High, it's always going to fail. It's always going to fail. Man will let you down. Women will let you down. Your kids will let you down. The car's going to break down. The job's going to definitely let you down. The money's going to dissipate.
Quick.
Well, all we got is the Most High. Right? Unless you got that spirit of covetousness on you, then it's by any means necessary, right?
Gotta go out there and get it.
Right? Yeah, I hear what y'all saying, but I got to do this by any means. Right? Go ahead.
And quicken thou me in thy way.
And that's what we should be on. Quicken me in that way, not this spirit of covetousness. Proverbs 21:26. Proverbs 21:26.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 26. He coveted greedily all the day long.
Go ahead.
But the righteous giveth and spareth not.
Do you see that? So how do we break that spirit off of us? How do we break that spirit off of us? The spirit of covetousness. What?
Oh, you gotta give.
You got to give. What's the ultimate giving? Let's get it. Go to 1 John. I think it's 1 John 3:16, right? Yeah, 1 John 3:16. Go ahead.
1 John chapter 3 verse 16.
Go ahead.
Hereby perceive we the love of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Because he laid down his life for us.
Go ahead.
And we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
So, you want to break that spirit on you, that covetous spirit? You got to be uncomfortable. Well, but the brothers, the sisters, yeah, I always do it this way. Well, what about your brothers? What about your sisters? You always worried about your desire. What about the next man, the next brother? Is it happiness to you to make that other brother and sister happy, joyful? You got to do it with your kids. You got to do it with your rib, right? We do it with our kids in our rib, right? I get joy in making sure she smiles, right?
That was everybody.
He said. He's like,
at the second pad.
God, you're supposed to get joy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I don't know about y'all, but I know I'm happy when my ribs are happy, right? When they not happy, man, Most High said, bro, they can bring down the house. And I'm not saying happy wife, happy life. I'm not saying I'm gonna kiss their ass to be happy. Don't get me twisted. What I'm saying is that we're all making each other happy. We take joy in that. We're making sure the kids are good, right? Right. So we put ourselves aside and making sure they're good. But what does it take to do that? A lot of time, you as the man, ain't nobody asking you if you okay.
Being selfless, yeah.
Ain't nobody asking you, hey, you all right? Nah. A lot of times you have to bear it and understand it, right? And be there for your rib, your kids, your family, your household, for the nation. And nobody's going to come up to you and say, hey, by the way, good job. Good job, bro. Nobody's going to do that. You see that? And we're still going to laugh. Who's walking up to Yahweh Shai like, Yahweh Shai, good job, man. Hey, Yahweh Shai, yeah, see you over there. Yeah, Yahweh Shai, good job, bro. Yeah, and they cheering him on all the way down. No, they were punching him with stones and food and spitting on him and whipping him. That's what we got to do. What?
I was, in a sense, I'm sorry. The brethren laying down your life for your brethren. It's like you get a joy in a sense in it. Like when when I'm at your house or
Yeah.
my house and I'm doing the po' boys for everybody, and everybody's like, "Ooh, I can't wait to have that po' boy."
It's
like,
fun.
I get joy. Yeah, it's strenuous and it's a lot of work.
Right.
But the joy that you enjoyed my food.
Right.
That's like a gift nobody can take from you.
It got to be like that with the rib.
Come.
It got to be like that with the kids.
Come.
To know when you sit there and take the moments with them, you have joy. When you sit there with your rib and be able to break down the logic and teach her, it's a love in that. So they can see the love in what we're doing, not that it's a burden,
right,
but that we're ready to put ourself aside. And I'm even checking myself now, right now. We're putting ourselves aside for the ribs, the kids, the family, the brothers, the sisters, the nation. It takes work. It takes hard work, but in order for us to get rid of that covetous spirit, which is all about you, your desires and your gains, inordinately, then you know that spirit is going to constantly. We're always going to be looked at as, oh, we're only worried about us. You're only worried about you, what you want. What?
I have one more. I have a scripture.
Oh, what you got?
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 5. It says, "Let your conversation be without covetousness,
right,
and be content with such things as ye have."
I like that. I like that because your conversation. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Your conversation. What are you constantly talking about? You know where brothers' minds be at, because their conversations ain't about coveting the best gifts. It's about coveting what? That ass.
Yeah, piece of meat.
A piece of meat, right?
Yeah.
Or something carnal, right? It ain't about coveting, like, you know, sit down and talk with certain people. What are they talking about? Right? They get into the wrong conversation, man, and start talking about carnal things. Where's that at again?
This is Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 5.
Read it one more time.
"Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have."
Yeah. Once again, godliness with contentment. You got to be content. I don't know how we as Israelites can't, because we ain't never had nothing.
Right. Facts.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I ain't never had nothing. So when it gets took, I'm content.
I remember how that felt. I remember how this feels.
Yeah, I remember how this feels exactly.
Back down here.
Go ahead, read on. Is that it?
Love. For he said, "I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee."
There it is. And what is it, Psalm 37? It says that the Most High have never left the righteous hungry, poor
begging for bread.
Poor begging for bread. Like the Most High got you. So why do you got to do it the ill way?
That's the only way you know.
That's the only way you know. But there is another way. There is another way. Right? We don't always have to do it through blood in, blood out.
Right.
What's up, Rock? You was gonna say something, Hakawa?
I was about to say, that's what we used to. We used to doing things our own way.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times it's easier in your eyes because, again, you've never had to work on your mind. You never had to work on controlling your emotions and how you got things.
Right.
So to resort back to the dog, resort back to the hoochie in the streets or whatever you may have been, it's easier that way. But the Most High is showing us that that's not the standard.
Yeah. Yeah. What's crazy is I've been so long in the truth, dealing with niggas, it's been far from me. I realized that when I watched that
Snowfall.
That Snowfall, I'm like, because we know it, right? We know where the logic of the world gets our people, but I realized I've been detached for a while. Like I need to go to the hood, the crack houses again.
You sat in the hood.
I need to sit in the hood and realize the mentality of our people, because it's a logic that takes hold of us. I'm not gonna go to the crack house. That was just a joke.
Right.
But you know what I mean is, like, it's a logic that they only believe that the only way to survive. It's like, I can't believe this series has taught me so much more about Jake's mind. I'm like, yeah, it's still trash. It's still garbage. Our people are still destroyed for the lack of knowledge, but it also showed why they make certain decisions and being led without wisdom. You're like, wow. Like, dude, you're making more bad decisions. Like, every decision leads to a worse decision. And it's like, I think you be taking the Most High like, damn, the water for the wisdom, because it says the righteous will be led like with a lamp, and that law leads you. And our people, a lot of people without the knowledge, they just keep making the wrong things and digging a bigger ditch, getting them in more problems. And it's like, why do you do that? Because the street raised them, the hood raised them. Like y'all said it perfectly. Blood in, blood out. This is how I was raised, right? This is how I think. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Hebrews 9 and verse 14. Hebrews 9 and 14.
This is kind of off the topic, right? But on the topic.
Yeah, that's purge your conscience.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 9, verse 14.
Hebrews 9 and 14. Go ahead.
How much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to the Most High.
Just showing forth the sacrifice that Yahushua gave for you, right? For us.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
Purge your conscience.
But just showing us to do what?
Yeah.
Purge your conscience.
You got to purge that mind. Just on the point which y'all was talking about, just about how to gain that covetous mind, that I need to add it and add and add and add. We got to purge that mind. Read.
From the dead works to serve the living power.
Yeah, it says purge your conscience from dead works. Y'all see this? Because the way that we used to do things, how we got it, it never lasted. And the sad part about it, like you just said, the end of it is death anyway. Y'all see that? That's why Hophni and Phinehas, they had to be put to sleep. Right? But it's the same thing with us when we try to gain these things. Especially as a priest, you have to understand that mentality, the Most High is not with that. He's trying to clear it and show you that new fashion, that new strategy on how to be what? How to be a representation for your people, man, a positive one. Everybody wants to be a good example for the community, for your family. Well, it's going to take your thought process, like we just went over last night, and your physical and mental exertion to do better.
Yeah.
Make better moves.
Yeah, that's the furnace of affliction. That's what he chose us for. We got to get purged. Right? We want to shine bright like diamonds, right? But we gotta clean off the gut. Anybody had any other questions? We're gonna end it there. On the bishop not being covetous. Anybody have any questions outside of that on the topic? Want to speak on it? Want to say a hallelujah, praise the Lord? Would it apply to? Yeah.
When you read First Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 9. All the characteristics, one of these, it says covetousness.
Yeah.
Even if you were just a pedestrian or a bystander.
Right.
And you're not in the office of a bishop, right?
Right.
You still wouldn't make it to the kingdom because of that characteristic.
Right. I mean, that's in the law anyway.
Right, because he doesn't want that regardless.
Right. It ain't saying, all the priests, they weren't supposed to be covenants, but if you ain't a priest, you fine.
Yeah, if you're in the congregation, you can still be.
No, because we know the law tells us not to what?
Not to covet thy neighbor's house.
Right, not to covet, right? So, yeah, it's all the way around. Remember, Timothy's is just a focal point on the focal point to refocus the priest's mind to say, okay, remember all these things we already know in the law? Mm-hmm. You were supposed to be embodying these things, right? More than anybody else, if anything, because you were going to represent me. Right, so you're right on that. Any other questions or statements, anything online?
No, sir.
All right, y'all know it's the Shabbat. Remember, tonight, rest from arguing, fighting, disputing. Leave that alone. Tonight, to this Sabbath, y'all got to remember, man, take a rest from all those things. We know a lot of us still have to do works, but whether it be in work of the Lord or regular working. So, you got to at least keep your mind locked in, right? Right. So, yeah. Other than that, let's salute everybody on the line. Let's say shalom. Shalom. We'll see y'all tomorrow, Sabbath. Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Tazapah. No. Hurry up.
6 chill, for real.
Yeah. Okay.
Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. He saw the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next.
This one I messed up because I wanted to do a little bit. I just wanted to get in.